Looking over here at Disney, you can see that on the weekly time frame we have some very interesting things going on as far as prices pushing up into this zone at 104.30. And as we're looking at that, I just think it's really cool to see that yes, Disney has a brand new movie coming up, and I think that's going to be really good, and I would expect to see price push into the 108 level as we see a release of a brand new Star Wars movie come out. So I'm looking for price just to continue on through this weekly. Maybe we'll get a little bit of consolidation as the new movie comes out, but this zone has already done its job as far as holding resistance there, so I'm just looking for this move to the upside to continue. Basically, in my mind, we're in a really big range from 122 down to 86. This is just a really big range, okay? So I'm looking for price to come up to the top of the range here, all right, around the 118 level is what I'd be looking for. But now let's go ahead and see what's going to happen this week in Disney, and go from there. Looking at it from a daily perspective, obviously we're in a very strong trend to the upside, and just looking for a little bit of consolidation here to happen and for this resistance zone to actually turn into a support zone. So we need to see a break of the 105.52 level here, and as soon as we see the break, I feel like this area is going to be turning into support. So nice little area for continuation zone to form, and that's what we're going to be looking to have happen, is price to continue on to the upside here. So price comes up here, we'll retest the newly formed support zone, and then for a continued push to the upside as the new Star Wars movie comes out. Looking at it on a 4-hour time frame, we don't see any levels here forming just yet, but you can see how tight this consolidation is, and we just got a new high here today, so that's a good sign that this area is going to be forming into a support level. So I'm just again looking at the bigger time frames to say, hey, we're going to go up. But this is a nice continuation area, and it just hasn't quite formed just yet, but just looking for price to continue on up here. As I load more data into this thing, you can also see that we had this really big gap zone here. Okay, so we still do have resistance up to the 106.75 level over here. But I do anticipate possibly seeing real good resistance come in this following week at the 107 level as the new movie is released, and then comes back down, and this level will be reformed somewhere right around in here. Okay, so looking at Twitter here on the weekly time frame, last week we were seeing a retest of basically the gap, the fill of the gap, and it came a little bit higher here. This week we see price coming back down. Just looking at this price action, we're starting to get some very interesting price action here on the daily time frames. Okay, if we show the most recent zones, we just formed a new little resistance zone right there. Whoa, ho, ho, yeah, that's right. We just formed a little bit of resistance, okay? So resistance seems to be coming in here at the 1944 up to the 1984 level, and I just think that's really interesting. I really think that we could see 1816 down here to the 1776 level as we're just bouncing back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised to see more of a range type of movement in this area overall, just due to the uncertainty with Twitter and finding a buyer and all that kind of stuff. But I think once we do find a buyer, I would like to see price, like really test the lows, and then for a buyer announcement to be had, and we find ourselves at the low, and so the new buyer can buy it low and hopefully sell it high as they buy it. Now, who's going to buy Twitter? I don't know, but I think that's what I would like to see happening. And based upon this price action, yes, we did fill the gap even more so, a little bit higher. And I just think that we're going to range, possibly look for something a little bit lower down here too, just because that's where, if I was buying a company like this, that's where I'd be looking to do something. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, you can see that we've really pushed into the highs up here, and we've been going back and forth, and on the 4-hour time frame it really looks quite rangy in here already. We can see 1818 all the way up to 1980, and now it's coming back down. And again, for the price action and what it's telling me right now, I'm looking down low. I'm looking at 17 and possibly 16 as far as where we're going here. So that's what I think we're going to be seeing, is a push to the downside here on Twitter this coming week.